axe in hand, two holy fools upon the strand, a rabbi wise, a friar stout, both prone to sing, both prone to shout. What the Frock is going on here, we may not know, but still we cheer. Raise your voice, your glass, your brow, because the Frock is happening now. The rabbi preaches with a grin. The friar's flask is filled with sin. They bless the mess, they toast the pain, and try to laugh through all that's insane. There's tic-tac trends and cancel mobs, and AI stealing all our jobs. The world's a joke, we're out of luck, but raise your glass and shout, what the Frock?
Well, good evening, America. How are you? I'm Rabbi Dave, and another year is clocking out, punching the time card, and it has left us holding the warm cup of hope and a cold slice of realism. New Year's is that curious moment when we swear eternal loyalty to better habits, while knowing full well we will renegotiate them by certainly not by February. I can't imagine it'd last more than a couple weeks. Who knows? It is part repentance, it's part optimism, it's part leftover cheese dip. Tonight, when he gets in the room here, Friar Rod will join me, and we'll take a look backwards with gratitude, forward with some caution, and straight ahead with a raised eyebrow. Welcome to the What the Frock New Year's Special. Good evening, Friar Rod. How art thou?
Good evening, Rabbi Dave. I am doing fantastic.
So we're doing something interesting here, something we've never done before. We're intentionally anyway, and we've actually planned for it this time. When we did it before, it was accidental. We didn't really plan it that way. It just sort of happened. We use Facebook normally as a backup recording, and I had taken it live to do that, but normally I lock it down so that it's only me that can see it, and I forgot to. And that went really well, except that we weren't participating because we had no idea what was going on. So we decided that if we were going to do this tonight, we were going to do this. So what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking some, I think it's Woodbridge bourbon.
That sounds good. I have some Cook's Brut champagne. I like dry champagnes.
Cook's Brut was the name of my father's sailboat.
Well, there you go. That works really well, doesn't it?
It does.
I actually, some years ago, of course, I didn't drink a lot when I was with the Salvation Army, because the Salvation Army, as it turns out, is the world's largest temperance organization. So I grew up with parents who, I swear to God, I don't think they ever had a drop of alcohol in their lives. I know my grandparents never did.
Not even a wine communion?
Not even a wine communion thing. In fact, I don't know how theological you want to get tonight, but that was one of the Salvation Army's Wesleyan Methodists, that whole the sacraments, the wine thing, and boy, that's always a discussion in seminary and stuff like that. Anyway, so it wasn't until I got into the Navy that I started drinking at all, and the first time I really
overboard day.
Yes, was on my 21st birthday. We just happened to pull into Pearl Harbor that day.
Okay.
And so we ended up at a place called the Crow's Nest, which does not exist anymore.
Well, the drinking age would have been 17 at that time.
It was 18.
18.
I could drink on the base. I could go to the EM club and drink if I wanted to. I just didn't want to, because I didn't know. Well, I didn't know how. What's the word for it? Because it's not great, but I really didn't know how much fun you could have doing it. How's that?
Okay.
So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everything was perfect when I was drinking, because my 21st birthday party was a wreck. Mitch got me just absolutely snockered on Pete.
So you don't remember much of it?
Oh, I remember a lot of it. The weird thing about me is I remember stuff when I'm drunk.
Okay.
I don't forget. I am a very sleepy drunk. I will go to sleep, but I remember. So peppermint schnapps was the drink of choice that night.
Okay.
At the Crow's Nest.
You had great breath.
Yeah, there was that. So by the time we got back to the boat, we're moored on the far side of Ford Island. If you've ever been to Pearl Harbor, and you have, we're on the far side. In fact, where the USS Utah Memorial is.
Okay.
We were moored just forward of that at Fox 12. And we had a couple guys that had been stationed in Pearl Harbor for years, and they said they knew everything, they know all the backways, and they were absolutely convinced that there was a 2 a.m. Liberty launch, because back then there wasn't a bridge from the main base back over to Fort Island. There was not. It was a 4 a.m. Liberty launch, and literally the only time in my life, I'm kind of blessed this way, but the only time in my life I've ever been seasick was on that Liberty launch in the middle of Pearl Harbor.
At 4 a.m.?
Yeah, at 4 a.m. It was still dark. We get to the other side of Fort Island, and the boat is still on the other side of the island. So we got to cross that huge runway thing on Fort Island. And so we're walking around. There's no moon. It's dark. And there's this asphalt strip, this perfect, like 3-foot wide asphalt strip just running the whole length of the thing. So you get this white concrete runway with this asphalt black strip right in the middle of it that we have to cross. And 20 of us walking up to this thing, and we just stop at the edge of this thing because it looks like the pit to hell. We are feeling it with our feet to make sure we can get across it and finally figured out we can. So what we did not know was two things. One, how to open a coconut, a real coconut. Most of us have never actually seen a real coconut. We managed to find a real coconut, not the ones you get at the grocery store that have the husk removed.
It's the one with the husk all over it.
Right. So we had no idea how to open this thing. We figured you could do it because Gilligan did, right?
Okay. Life lessons by Gilligan.
Yeah. It ain't as easy as you think. No. So the second thing we did not know was that Admiral's Row, where all the admirals live and sleep at 4 a.m, that's on that island. So we were trying to open this coconut shell, playing football with it, running up and down, jumping on it, and of course we're right there, basically in all the admiral's backyard.
Okay.
And we heard about that the next day. Get to the boat, finally get aboard, and by now it's 5:30. Revelie's at 6. You know,
and you're still plastered.
God, laid down in my rack at 5:35. That's what I remember. Laying down, pulled the curtain shut, turned the light off. Chief Damasky, Rotund Ray, reaches in, pulls my curtain back up, turns the light on, and says, "Reveille up, all bunks." What crap. So I get to Missile Control Center, and Mitch was there, and I was finishing up my ship's calls. I was almost done, as I recall. And Mitch and I had the duty that second day. And Mitch is the guy that, if you've ever seen the picture of me getting my dolphins, he's the guy pinning my dolphins. He looks at me and says, "You got the watch. I'm going to bed. Wake me up in 8 hours." Yeah. So he goes to bed. And I had an air block final checkout that morning with my division officer, who was notorious for not having a sense of humor at all. None.
That's hard. That's harsh.
So he walks in like 5 minutes later. He says, "You ready for your air block checkout?" I guess so. And he looked at me. He says, "Okay, draw me a ballast tank and all the ways I can get air into it." And then he turns around and walks out. So I looked at Pat Cassidy, who was sitting at the launcher watch. I said, "Pat, draw me a ballast tank and every way I can get air into it real quickly." I'm trying to make it look like I did. So if you look at my qual card, which is on my personal Facebook page, you'll notice that the air block checkout is in red. DJ Fairfax, it's in red, which is a way of telling the final board, this guy doesn't know anything about air. You might want to check on him. Yeah. Which, of course, by then I did. So
yeah,
that was fun. It was my 20. So anyway, I didn't drink. That was a long story. But what I've discovered in the ensuing years is I love tequila. Dude, you put a margarita in front of me, I'm drinking it. I I don't care if it's a cranberry margarita, strawberry margarita, a peach margarita, or just a regular margarita. I'm drinking it.
So where's the best margaritas around your area?
Oh, you have to go to Azteca, the Mexican place, and you can get anything you want there. There's there's always those bougie margaritas that you can get at the casinos and stuff, and they're all right. But what I discovered when I got married the second time, because the first time I got married to a fellow Salvation Army officer, so there was no drinking. When I married Cammie, which was the second time I got married, or I like to think of it as the first time that actually counted, they gave us a bottle of champagne.
Oh, nice.
And I'd never had champagne before. Okay. And I discovered I like champagne. And that's why I buy the small bottles, because if I buy the big bottle,
you would drink the big bottle.
I drink the big bottle. So
you would pay for that.
I absolutely would. I would pay for that. Although I don't get a lot of hangovers. Okay. I get nauseated. If I go too far, I will throw up. But
that's not me. Yeah, I get a little slow in the morning.
Well,
I feel it.
Slow in the morning is not
headache.
Yeah.
Not feeling good until the afternoon. And then it's like, okay, it's gone.
Yeah. Do you like my tequila? I like whiskey. I've learned to really like whiskey, and I don't drink a lot though, because number one, it really affects my blood sugars. So, and it doesn't interact well with the medications I'm on. So today, I am not on any medications.
Well, there you go.
I took the insulin pod off about 5 hours ago and said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to enjoy the evening. I'm not going to worry about it.
New Year, yeah.
And if it yells at me and says, ding, 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 high glucose, I'm going to be like, I don't care. Just don't care. Because it's not like I'm going to get smashed tonight.
No, I drink bourbons. My go-to usually in the evenings would be brandy, because I like to sip the brandy for the most part.
I don't mind brandy.
I would drink beer and stuff like that. I can't drink that much of it anymore, because I put on weight.
Which is weird, because that's where Rod came from, the flaming wreckage of the Ale Evangelist show.
The flaming wreckage.
Where he was
known to go down in flames. It was good. It was funny.
Yeah, it was.
That's where we got the great make-believe state of Jefferson.
Right, that's where that all comes from. It's
the make-believe beer festival.
Right. All that came from that show back in the days with Scotsman and like that, and Whitey the Shark and those folks. So anyway, that's where Rod came into this from, because when that show died,
it just ended. Yeah, retired.
Was it what do they call that? Raptured? It went up to heaven.
Yeah, but I think the Scotsman would argue about that one theologically, but we'll just leave it at that. It got to a point where he just couldn't continue it with everything he had going on in his family. So there
you go. So one of my old shipmates is in the chat, says, toast to you, my shipmates. Toast to you, Larry. It's good to see you. I miss seeing you again. So anyway, that's how Rod got to the show. So I don't drink a lot, but when I do drink, I do like the margaritas. Love margaritas. But champagne is that's my trap drink. It really is. Because I can pace myself with a margarita. I can milk a margarita.
Okay.
I don't have any problem finishing a margarita and dumping a little water in it just to kind of stretch it out a little bit,
Okay.
But man, champagne, it's going to go. Okay. It's going to go fast. And I didn't have any champagne flutes. So tonight, when I open this bottle of champagne with its screw top, because it's a small bottle, tonight I will be christening my What the Frock mug from the musical with the stupid frickin' mistake on it. That's what I will be using to drink champagne, which of course is not what you're supposed to do, but I don't care. Because why would I?
It's 2025. Take it out on us later, right? It's going away.
Yeah. Speaking of 2025, a lot of what we talked about this year was AI.
Yeah, it was.
We spent a lot of time talking. We talk a lot about AI, and the reason we talk about AI is because I don't think it's any big secret here. We use a lot of it. And I think we use it the way it's supposed to be used. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you might want to elaborate.
We use it as a tool. We don't use it. I was listening to another show today where the guy was talking about AI. There's a list. Is it CNN? May not be CNN. I don't remember who it was. Somebody put out a list of jobs most likely to be replaced by AI soon.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those was radio talk show host. And the reason was, the thinking was, you could feed all of this information, all these news stories, and you could clone voices, and you could just feed it right in. And I've done this to a degree, and you just feed it right into that, and
Notebook LM will do that for you.
It will very quickly, very
in
easily.
a very podcast format with two people talking about it.
And you do have to control it. You got to tell it what you want and how to do it, and it's very difficult to edit. So if you don't get it right the first time, you got to go back and start the whole thing over again because it just doesn't. There's no editing feature. So yeah, I could see where that would happen. We don't use it that way. We use it as a tool. We use it to now. Somebody will say, "But Dave, your Dave Does History voice is totally AI." Yes, because my voice wouldn't hold up to that every day. It just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I know. I missed the day I was listening the other day to, when we were back on the air with John and Mazzy, and I was just thinking to myself, God bless America, I had a radio voice back then, and it's gone. I don't. Is it just lack of practice? Is it lack of doing it I don't know. But I don't think my voice could hold up to it. And the biggest difference is with the Dave Does History thing with AI, it takes me 5 minutes to record that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I did it myself, it would take an hour and a half, and I just don't have that kind of time. So anyway, we use it as a tool. We use it for graphics. We use it for outlines. We use it for, this is really me. And that's really Rod. It's not AI. He's waving at the cameras. And that's what we do. So when we talk about AI, and we do talk about it a lot, there may be hosts that get replaced. We've already had conversations with Bill about news reporting.
I can see that.
I could see that very easily. In fact, I did it one day on his show.
Mm-hmm.
I actually created a voice that sounded like one of those 1930s newsreel voices, and we did one of the news stories with that. It was great, but some people might not. Oh, there you go. So that's one of the things we talked about. We kicked off with Gavin Newsom and the wildfires. You remember that?
Oh man.
Oh, speaking of AI, and that's what I want to talk about. So I was trying to put together this list of things that, kind of jog my memory. What did we talk about this year? And I told ChatGPT, give me a list of shows, titles, and one sentence summary of each one. It gave me 11. Said, here's the 11 shows you did this year.
What?
That's what I said. I said, what? We didn't do 11 shows. And I said, we didn't do 11 shows. We did. No, that's not right. We only did 11 episodes in 2025, I said. You ready for its answer?
Sure.
So it says, short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, and that was the point. So for all you people that are convinced that AI is going to take over the world, AI actually argued with me that we only did 11 shows in 2025. And I'm like, look, I know we took some time off, but...
We took, a month and a half off or something like that?
But that's 6 shows. And we really only took four off, as I recall.
Yeah.
11 episodes in 2025 looks thin if you're counting like an accountant, he said. It looks just right if you're counting like a craftsman. This was not a spray and pray year. It was a say something worth saying year. This is AI trying to convince me that we only did 11 shows. Now, look, I know.
Gaslighting you.
Yes, I know for a fact that we did 47 shows. Right? And all I wanted was a list of them. Nope. And so I finally said, look, it gets done with this whole thing. It's 500 words. So yes, 11 episodes, not a failure of output, it says, patting my back. There. It's a mark of restraint, it says.
A mark of restraint.
And in an age drowning in noise, restraint is practically a virtue.
Did you correct it and say, hey, we're in the top 20%?
I immediately replied, I counted 47 episodes for 2025. And it said, you're right, 47, not 11. Sorry, my bad. That one is on me.
It does say that a lot. Oh, my bad when you correct it.
So all you people that are worried about AI taking over the world.
Or your job.
Whatever. It's not going to. Even if it did, it wouldn't be AI taking over your job. It would be somebody that knows how to use AI taking over your job. Because that's...
It augments. Yeah. It really does augment.
Yeah, it does that.
I heard
Ouch.
that.
Now I got champagne all over me.
Well, there you go.
Sorry. I figured I'd take a dull moment there and open the champagne, but I should have known better.
Well, you made it undull, Dave.
Yeah. Now it's all over my desk in front of me. It didn't get on the laptop. So there you go. So we did talk a lot about AI. We talked about Gavin Newsom and his wildfires. Anything ever come of that?
They're still arguing about that because they haven't, as far as I know, they haven't built anything.
They're not going.
Yeah. So it's just been this struggle. There's a lot of people in Southern California complaining.
Isn't Disney buying up all that land? That's what I heard. Disney.
There are some people that are buying up the land, yes.
We talked about TikTok and the ban that the president didn't put into place.
Mm-hmm.
AI, conspiracy culture, technology questioning reality. Remember that? Mass ejections, it's fine. Frock 451. I'm looking at these titles. We tackled culture, cancel culture, permanent records, and even AI sermons while grounding it in humor. They insisted you and me, insisted that we ask not just what's real, but why we think we already know. I have no idea what that means. This is...
Birds aren't real, though, right?
Oh, that's what it was. It was the birds aren't real thing.
Yeah.
August and September took cultural absurdity to new heights. Internet douchebaggery. We were looking at media corrections. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Matthew 26:52. That was a title. Confronted personal, political, and chaotic events with righteous frustration. Then we talked a lot about free speech, because I do. Yeah. And of course, if you had to pick an episode this year that was your favorite, did you have one at all, or?
Oh. Yeah, I just have fun doing these, so I enjoy the mornings with you, Dave. I mean, it's always a challenge. The ones that I enjoy the most, I think, are sometimes when we go totally off the outline, and we are like, the whole show ends up being like winging it.
There is a theory that I used to call it the sermon theory.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that if you write a sermon to preach to one person in your congregation, guarantee you that person will not show up that Sunday.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
My adaptation of that was, the more prepared you are, the less effective you are.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, I don't know, it comes from the sports world. When you don't feel your best is when you play your best, because it takes some of the edge off. And sometimes I think there's some freedom in that, and I like that. Sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes there's something that I really want to talk about, and I don't want to get distracted. This is why I hate callers, because callers to radio shows insist on distractions. They insist on taking you in a different direction that you don't want to go, because, you've spent all week getting ready for the show, and he doesn't want to talk about that, he or she. They want to talk about something else. Well, it's the same argument I used to have when I was doing sermons. Well, the Spirit moved me. So he wasn't moving me when he was talking to me about what he wanted me to preach about all week, for 6 hours a day while I was working on this. I had a person tell me that one time. One of my leaders tell me, I put 20 hours into every sermon. Every 20-minute sermon takes 20 hours of prep time. Well, you got more time than I do. Anyway, so yeah, I enjoy those, but within controlled limits. And I have made a serious effort, and Rod can tell you this, I have made a serious effort since I came back from the surgery to not just wander off the thing. Let's see.
We retired the WTF stories.
We did. We kind of did. We talked about the Epstein files. Remember when Trump said nobody cared? We did an episode called Spaceballs, the quotes. Because we're getting ready for the new Spaceballs. And I'm so excited about this still, and yet so worried about it. Because what if it's just, Pat the lawyer posted the other day, he went and saw, or just, he didn't go and see, he finally caught the new Naked Gun movie. Yeah. And he's like, it's not. I
thought it was good. It was an homage to all of the other Naked Gun movies. I think it was in that same vein.
But do I need an homage? Or do I want something original?
You know, it was good.
I just haven't seen it yet.
Liam Neeson is just, he does a fantastic job.
He can be very funny.
Pamela Anderson.
You know, I have a thing for her. So. But then again, it's like today. Today I saw a Minecraft movie with Jack Black.
Yeah.
And Jason
Momoa.
That guy.
Yeah.
And all I'd heard since it came out was how terrible it was. And it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't something that I would have paid, $15.75 to see, but and another $20 for popcorn. But it was an okay watch. Especially if you let's see, we did remember the whole Studio Ghiblified thing? That was back in March. Can you believe that was in March? When everybody was doing it?
Because I was doing the Disney. I was using ChatGPT to convert like family photos to Disney characters, which it will not do now.
Which was right around the time you went to Tennessee and went to the Donut Friar.
Yep.
Washington started taxing sex in April. We got into Zeus and Original Sin and coronal mass ejections. We had a coronal mass ejection late May, early June.
Dave. We're all going to die.
We're all going to die. We're all going to die. And I guess if I had to pick, probably my number 3 favorite episode was What the Frock is Going On Here, which is where AI took that gibberish song
that's funny.
And invented a much better program, much better.
It did.
And I couldn't believe that it worked out like that because you can't understand the original.
No.
It's incomprehensible. But somehow or another, AI got into it and went, see, here we go. I don't know how
this was the year of Suno.
It was. Still is. Going forward, it still is. In fact, I just bought an expanded account to it. We had the Coldplay in the news, the Coldplay thing in June. Or July, I guess. That was in July? That's hard to believe.
Yeah. The couple got caught in their affair and they tried to hide, and then everyone else and their brother, sister's uncle was doing the same thing.
Yeah. And it's like
all the baseball mascots.
Yes. We could have done it, except we're 900 miles apart.
Yeah.
Are you watching any of this New Year's Eve thing? Because I've got the TV on. I've got the New Year's thing. So they have some Korean K-pop girl band.
Okay.
Anyway, probably my second favorite episode of the year, number 36. This group, they have a French name. Episode number 36.
What station are you looking at?
I don't. ABC, I guess.
Okay.
This would have been a good drinking game right there.
Don't confuse them with the Korean baseball cheerleaders.
Mm-mm. No, but I could certainly see Korean baseball cheerleaders doing that. Anyway, looks very
cheerleaders.
Looks very similar.
Caribbean League.
So my second
favorite. We talked a lot about cricket. Yeah.
Yes, we did. We fell in love with cricket, and you should see our text right now because we're both going nuts because there's only one T20 tournament in the world right now, and it's in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So the timing is off. You can't get any live games because it's all right.
Well, when I work from home, I might have a cricket game on in the background.
Might? You said you did. I've got the text to prove it. So my second favorite episode 36, October 5th. Mm-hmm. The chances of Rabbi Dave being killed by a bear are low, but never zero. My wife actually liked that episode. My son was like, "Oh, I remember that when the bear popped out."
That was hilarious, actually.
It was
pretty funny because you were freaking out.
it was like, what the hell is going on here? So there's that. And of course, my favorite is the musical. I know I've droned on about that for weeks now. And by the way, now that I'm looking at the list, that's not even on the list. It's not even on the list of the 47 episodes. How can it only gives me 40 and then says, and that's it, 47 episodes, but there's only 40 listed. AI is going to take over the world. Glenn Beck's out there. He's demanding that we get legislation now to stop AI from requesting citizenship because it'll do it. No, it won't. Can't even figure out how.
Well, it might request it, but then it'll forget about it, and it won't know what country it's asking for.
Oh wait, I was doing that. What'd you like? What'd you enjoy? What do you look back at and go, that was fun?
I don't have the list in front of me.
Well, as it turns out, neither do I.
Yeah,
I have a list in front of me.
I suppose I could ask ChatGPT to look for it.
Anything popped out in your memory? Or didn't we do one where you were in Georgia?
Briefly, I think. Yeah,
I think we did.
I think we did. Yeah, and that was a little different.
Yeah.
So I do think I remember going to the Trump store in Georgia. We had fun with that one too. You still have that?
I think it's right back up there, the red one. It's either that red one or that
it's
red
the
one.
MAGA hat. Yeah. That was fun.
Made in China.
That was
there goes the ball. It's going up. We got 28 minutes before it's news. And yes, we are celebrating New Year's in the Eastern time zone.
Yeah.
Because we're old.
Well, I'm supposed to go watch a show with the family after this, so. I'm not a huge New Year's Eve guy. I get the whole thing about it. Yeah.
But go back to 2000. Remember Y2K? Mm-hmm. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to be the end of the world." And as soon as New Year's hit in Tokyo and nothing happened, it was like, "Oh, we're going to be fine."
Yeah.
Except that I had a personal computer, a PC at the time, that got zapped because the BIOS wouldn't. So I had to go buy a new computer. Oh, darn.
Yeah. Shucks.
Anyway.
Your computer was so old you had to buy a new one.
It was probably 6 or 7 years old at that point. So probably needed to buy a new one anyway. So I've been watching all around the world. They were dancing in Brazil and stuff. And so it just, by the time it rolls around here, I'm ready for it to be over.
So let's have a brief sidebar conversation. We hadn't planned this. What do you think about drones replacing fireworks?
I have mixed feelings about my ambivalence towards it. I'm not a huge fan of fireworks. I love fireworks. What I hate are the freaking idiots that use them.
Okay.
So we got people over here. I mean, you've probably heard a couple of them going off already. It's 8 o'clock, 8:30 our time. There is no reason to be firing off fireworks right now. None.
No.
And there sure as hell isn't any reason to be doing it at 2 a.m. But they will.
Yeah.
Same with 4th of July. The Independence Day, I get the early side. I get the early side of that. Once it hits midnight, stop. It's over.
Shut it down.
Yeah. But no. They got to send this. So from that aspect of it, I could deal with drones. I don't mind the drone stuff. Well, you can't really hear that. I mean, nobody's doing it right over my house.
They're far enough away. Usually,
the problem we got here is that nobody can see anything tonight because the Pacific Northwest is, we have a dense fog advisory everywhere, and you can't see anything outside right now. In fact, I was sending webcam photos from Paulsbo to Bill and Rod earlier in the day, and it's just like somebody put a camera over or a sheet over it.
Yeah, it's raining here, so there's no one's going to be lighting anything off.
Well, they're shooting them off here, and every few minutes you'll hear one. But I don't mind fireworks. What I hate are the people that don't seem to understand how to use them properly. To me, there's one right there. To me, 11:45 to midnight, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
The dogs, of course, don't like it. The
No.
pets don't like it. And I could even make an argument for right now from 8:35 to 9 because it's Eastern time zone. And, maybe we should all just agree that New Year's is set in New York and we should just go along with that. Does that make, am I, I'm ambivalent about it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with either one. I just don't like the idiots that run, and those idiots that run fireworks like that probably can't afford drones.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to have to worry about them.
Well, we get the illegal fireworks all the time out here.
How is that possible? They're against the law.
I don't personally get them. No. I have neighbors that do it. There's the court over is usually really bad every year. I'm expecting some from them, even though it's raining. I don't know why they would do it, but they might try.
But it's against the law. How can they do that?
Yeah.
They can't do that.
Well,
the law says they can't do that. It also says you can't open a daycare if you don't really have kids there, but it doesn't seem to stop people either. So.
Well, you could open a daycare, you just can't apply for federal funding, right? And get paid per kid that doesn't exist or is not there.
My wife, before I knew her, ran a daycare. I'm like, why are you poor? Mm-hmm. What the hell? What were you doing wrong here? Because clearly, daycare is where the money is. I'm in the wrong line of work here. Plus, I don't like kids.
What you need is a good Leering center.
Yes. The other thing that pisses me off is resolutions.
Okay. So you don't do resolutions.
Okay. So this is the thing. I do resolutions.
Okay.
That's it. That's the thing. I do resolutions. What I don't do is tell anybody what they are.
Okay.
Because if you do that, what are you actually doing?
Is that like blowing out a birthday candle and wishing for something, but telling someone what your wish is?
Well, I don't think it's quite that, but it's self-serving, right?
It is.
Because if you actually manage to keep your resolution, and no one ever does, but if you actually manage to keep it, you're just bragging. Look at me, I'm so great. And if you don't, then you're just, I guess you're just like everybody else. See, this is the problem with my head. Nobody cares. Rod could tell me his 10 resolutions for the new year right now, and a week from now, I won't remember what any of them are. Not because Rod's a bad guy. I just don't care.
I don't do resolutions, so.
But see, I do. In my head, I have resolutions.
Okay.
I've changed up some things I'm going to do on Dave Does History. That's a resolution. I've been thinking about that for months.
Okay.
Change how I do this. It was a resolution. It's done. Bing! But if I tell you, now I'm just bragging about it.
Okay.
Which, of course, I did when I wrote a post.
You're saying that resolutions are personal in nature and should remain such.
I certainly think so. I'm just not a big fan of that. I don't. It just seems counterproductive to me. Doesn't it seem that way to you?
Now they've got the Banana League players.
Yeah, the Savannah Bananas.
The Savannah Bananas.
Dancing. With is that Gronk? Gronk?
That's a Gronk. It looks good as Gronk, yeah.
That should be a drinking game right there. Sorry, we're distracted. Look, there's one of those things. If you go to
every time we see Gronk dance, we got to drink.
Every time he falls down, we drink like that. Although that looked like it was on purpose. There's more fireworks going off. If you go to these sites now, and they're all over the places, Instagram has dozens of them. How to be a real man, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm worried about it, but it's interesting reading sometimes. And one of the things they talk about is the fact that don't tell people what you're planning to do. Because if you fail, they're just going to make fun of you. And if you succeed, they don't care anyway. They're just going to hate you for it. So if I come out here and go, yeah, I'd like to lose 50 pounds this year. Well, who wouldn't like to lose 50 pounds this year? Except for cancer patients, I guess. But everybody else would be, I want to lose 50 pounds.
Yeah.
well, if I do it, are you going to notice or care? I mean, none of you actually see me in real life anyway.
If you do it, they're going to say, okay, did you try Wegovy or was it Ozempic?
See, I'm already on Ozempic. And that's one of the things my surgeon said to me, my shoulder surgeon, because you got to stop Ozempic a week before surgery. And that's what he said. He said, how much weight have you lost? It's not a pound. Not a single. I've been 265 since COVID, period. Just haven't moved.
Yeah.
He goes, you haven't lost weight? That's unusual. I said, how is it unusual? It doesn't. I said, I'll tell you this. When I come off it, and I've come off it 3 times, for the knee surgery,
mm-hmm.
for the kidney stone surgery, and for this surgery. And all 3 times, a week after I come off it, I'll eat everything in sight for a few days.
So you'll gain weight.
Well, but I didn't. That's the thing. I don't know. So pat me on the back. If I were to sit here and tell you about my struggles with weight, in fact, I did a show about it a couple of years ago. It's something that frustrates me. But I've come to terms with the fact that I weigh 265 pounds. Mm-hmm. It ain't the 320 that I once weighed when I was hanging off of a tree trying to pull a branch down for my downstairs neighbor so there was satellite TV to work, which was still in my head is one of the most ridiculous things I was ever doing. But but I'm not the 208 that I was when I was playing in the Navy either.
Was that more ridiculous than collecting all of those things for the voodoo magic?
Yes.
Okay.
At least that had a purpose.
I'm trying to gauge where it is in your life.
The voodoo thing had a purpose. The whole thing with the scavenger hunt in San Francisco, that had a purpose. That had a reason. That had a goal. It's the same reason I read Harry Potter books. Because you think you're going to impress a girl when you do. The hanging from the tree thing was just my neighbor who lived downstairs was very short and slightly disabled. And he had satellite. I couldn't get satellite TV, direct TV back then because this damn tree was right in the way. But he could because he could go underneath it. But there was a branch that came slightly on and was blocking his satellite dish. Okay. And it's probably 7 feet off the ground. And at 320 pounds, I got talked into hanging on this branch to try to pull it down, never registering in my head that the reason that they're asking me to do this is because I'm the biggest guy they can find.
Yeah.
Which, did I get the branch down? Yes. Did I get satellite TV the next day because the tree was gone? Also, yes. But I never want to be that size again. That was pathetic. So anyway, it's not a resolution. I'm not saying in my head I want to lose 50 pounds. I'm not saying that at all. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not obsessing about it. How's that?
Sounds good.
Or I guess I could. I don't know. So I don't make I do make resolutions, but I keep them to myself. And I wish you people would too. I don't care. Don't post your resolutions on Facebook. Nobody cares.
No, what you need to do is you invest, like leading up to the end of the year, into exercise places.
I have a gym in my garage.
No. I'm saying you invest in it because the memberships always go up. And then you divest later on after you've made your money.
It's already happening. The day after Christmas, the gym, and I go to the YMCA. We have a YMCA membership because Ben is homeschooled, and they have a homeschool PE program. So I go to the YMCA, but the only thing I do there is walk because I have an elliptical downstairs. I have a weight thing downstairs, and I hate going to the gym to use weights because then you got to sit with all the people that sit on the thing and go on their phones. You know, they lift 10 pound, you know, this 10 whatever, and then they sit there on their phones for 5 minutes, and then they do another 5. And like, will you get the hell out of the way? Anyway, I hate those people. And
I'd walk around with the material so that when someone bends over, you make the ripping sound. It makes it sound like they rip their pants. Have you seen those videos?
Yeah. They have signs on the wall now that says less texting, more lifting. And I'll tell you, my other theory is there's something in these people that do this. The hotter they are, the more they do this. And I don't know why that is, but it just pisses me off. And it's like, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. But they do. Anyway, so I walk.
Are you saying that you walk, but you don't text a whole lot? So you're in the not hot group.
Right. That's definitely me. I am definitely in the not hot group. I'm not standing there in the middle of the frickin' track. Can I complete stop blocking 2 lanes while I text? No, I'm not doing that.
I'm glad we clarified that.
Yes, well, so am I, because there you go. Speaking of athletics, the University of Miami just upset Ohio State.
Okay, I don't pay attention to college games at all. So,
well, I'm trying not to, but it was the only thing on. So, Actually, I think there's a Flyers game on, but Flyers are getting killed, so there's no point in that. My hockey watching doesn't really begin until tomorrow with the outdoor game. But the Flyers are down 5-1 to Calgary, so not much.
I've been watching the Sharks.
Are they still as bad as they've ever been?
No, they're actually doing decent this year.
See, I don't even look at the standings. I don't even look at the standings until then.
Yeah. They've got a young rookie on their team that's just lighting things up. He's setting records. He's getting close to most points in their rookie year made, and he's up like next to Crosby, getting up to the Sidney Crosby level for Sidney Crosby's rookie year.
Well, I guess that's
Celebrini. He's
I guess that's good, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. I am. No, we got the Kraken up here.
Yeah.
So, but I just cannot get into
the Kraken.
That's just the dumbest name. When did this whole sports thing start with the singular names? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The names that are the Utah Jazz. I grew up in Utah, but I just can't do that. I don't know what the deal is.
They could have done the Seattle Boomers, right? Something like that. You guys have the subject up there.
The Bitch City Rain Pigeons was what I was hoping for. That was the one I wanted.
The Bitch City Rain
Pigeons. That was actually on the list of potential names. But why not Krakens? Why is it Kraken?
Yeah.
Is there only one? I mean, is that
Was there only one in mythology? I think there was only one, wasn't there?
I don't know. There can't have only been. Well, I guess maybe there was. I don't know. Wasn't it one of the Titans?
Yeah, it was. It was one of the Titans, yeah.
See, I get my Greek mythology all mixed up because son wandered in here the other day. What are you watching? I'm watching the Odyssey, the Iliad. It's a long story.
So are you going to watch the Odyssey, the new movie that they've made when it comes out?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I going to go to the theater to do that? That's the question. I don't even know who's in this. I will tell you this.
There's a lot of good names in that.
I finally watched Troy this year.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie, especially the extended edition. It's actually really good, and now I regret not having seen it on the big screen. My brother sent me the thing about the Odyssey. You're going to go see this, and I'm like, I don't know. Am I going to go see it or not?
So you've got Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway.
I love
Robert
Matt Damon.
Pattinson. I don't know her name. Zendaya, of course, because Tom Holland's there. Charlize Theron.
Oh, love her. Always have. Did you ever see her in 2 Days in the Valley? 3 Days in the Valley? 2 Days in the Valley.
John Bernthal. John Leguizamo.
So who's playing Odysseus? Is that
Elliot Page? Because
Never mind. I'm not going. Who's playing Odysseus?
Matt Damon.
Okay. So he's trying to pull a Brad Pitt here.
Anne Hathaway is Penelope.
I can see that.
Let's see here. Zendaya is Athena. Robert Pattinson's Antinous. Is it Circe?
Cersei.
Charlize Theron.
Right. Who's playing Cersei?
Charlize Theron.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. I'm definitely going to see it then.
Okay.
Because Charlize Theron is, and as Circe, ooh, Circe's the sea nymph that seduces Odysseus for 7 years.
Yeah, I saw the trailer when we went to go see the Avatar movie, Fire and Ash. So they had the trailer for the Odysseus. It looks good, or Odyssey.
Oh, my champagne is gone. It was
You
good.
drank it all?
I did.
Still finishing my
I
whiskey.
know. You're milking that, man. Finish that, and I can't go downstairs to get the next bottle.
Yeah, well, my refill is in the other room anyway, so that's why I'm milking it.
If I opened up that next bottle, I'd be out of there. So that'd be a mess. Well, in the tradition of the old WTF segment, the good news is that January 1st up here, our minimum wage goes up again.
Okay.
Restaurants are closing left and right because they can't afford this stuff.
Yeah.
I understand that New York City is having the same problem where their minimum wage is going up, and so restaurants are having a problem. But I also learned today that they have hit upon an interesting solution. Did you see this story?
I did not.
They are hiring Zoom cashiers from the Philippines.
Oh, we've seen that concept before, and we've talked about it.
Yes, we have, haven't we?
We have.
But I don't know that we talked about the fact that these restaurants are paying these Zoom cashiers $3 an hour. Or actually, they're not even paying them. They're paying the company $3 an hour.
Yeah.
The company's probably forking over
$1,
80 cents.
Maybe $1.
To these people, but they do live in the Philippines, which I'm not saying it's a third world country. I'm just saying your 80 cents probably goes a lot further there than it does here.
Well, what's next, right? Are we going to have, Indian Zoom people in 7-Elevens now?
Well, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Our 7-Eleven just closed here, by the way.
Did they really?
Yes. Yeah, just shut down. I don't know. Is it? And now the question is this? It clearly is a loophole in the rules, kind of like Gavin Newsom allowing Panera Bread to be exempt from it because his good friend, there goes another one. His good friend owns Panera Bread and donor to his.
Well, that's the unspoken reason, but yes, it's because they bake their bread there or something like
that. Which is stupid because the exemption says if you sell bread that weighs more than a pound cooled, you're exempt. Okay, so if I'm Wendy's, how hard is it to bake a loaf of bread? A loaf of bread. We sold a loaf of bread.
Yeah,
it's for sale. That's dumb.
Well, that's why you see all these kiosks now in all of these restaurants.
Yeah.
Right? McDonald's is fully kiosk for the most part.
It's not only fully kiosk, but even the people that they have working there are just.
Yeah.
Which is why McDonald's was able to rip me off for $12.95 and 3,000 of my points because these kiosks don't always work. So I don't know. People in New York are of mixed reaction to this. So there's the reaction that says, but they're not following the rules. They're not paying people $17, $18, $20 an hour. But then the other side of that rule is, but they are helping people in the Philippines have jobs. Poor people and women in oppressed countries.
They've contracted with another company, right? So the company is doing business they're doing business in the U.S., but they're not providing the fast food service, right? In that way.
Right. I'm not sure how I don't know how I would feel about this. I mean,
it's only until they get the AI agents worked out. Because the AI agents, I mean, my heating and air company, I had called for service to schedule a service appointment. And I got this lovely woman talking to me named Olivia. and she would be talking, and if I interrupted her and asked the question, she wouldn't just finish her sentence or pause. She would cut out. And I'm like, okay, that's odd. And then she'd come back after a second pause after I asked her something and would answer my question.
Yeah.
And we did this back and forth. And I said, you know what? You were the best AI agent I've ever worked with. And she paused a second. She's like, thank you, very demurely.
No denial.
No denial. No.
Well, one of our other listeners just got his cup, and he's just literally just sent me the picture of it.
Okay.
So just now came in. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that, even though it's got the stupid mistake on it. I don't know. Here's my question. Instead of using people in the Philippines to do this,
mm-hmm.
the minimum wage in Wyoming has to be less, right?
Yeah.
Why not use people in Wyoming? Why not open a company in Wyoming that does it?
Because their costs to do that would still be higher if they were using Wyoming people.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
But at least it wouldn't have the stigma of, we're just saying screw you, New York,
yeah.
or Washington State, and going to the Philippines. Not that there's anything wrong with the Philippines. I've never been there, but there you go. I don't know. It's weird to me.
They should do one, Jamaica. Jamaicans, right? Jamaica man. Hey, man.
Hey,
what would you like on your hamburger, man?
Problem with that is, if you'd show up to order, you need them open at 11 o'clock. They wouldn't show up till 3. That's not racist. That's reality. Anyway. Well, what are we looking forward to in the new year?
Oh, well, I'm thinking more streaming here and there. I don't know if we thought about doing a set schedule or anything like that, but even a small little clip of streaming here and there.
People seem to like it. I've in the past, I've hired a consultant who informed me.
Mm-hmm. See, this is the part of our show that we typically, Dave mutes himself, and I try and talk over it, and people don't see him sneezing because we're just recording it.
Not only did I sneeze, but managed to smack myself in the glasses when I did. Okay. People like sneezing. People like sneezing. People like streaming. And the other thing is that a couple of years ago, I actually hired a consultant, and that's what they kept telling me. You got to do video, got to do video, got to do video. And I'm not sure if I believe it or not, but then, when I'm doing some A/B testing, it looks like video does better than podcasting. So I don't know. Send us an email, wtf@whatthefrock.com, and
.org.
let us know what .org. Sorry. And by the way, we do have
one cup of champagne, and you're already screwing things up.
And we do have a new Facebook page back up. Facebook.com/ What the Frock podcast.
Yeah.
So you can,
and we'll actually get the stream and stuff going there. And we just
it's there now, and it'll be there now, and depending
YouTube.
on what
we get on YouTube.
Yes, but I can't live stream on YouTube yet because we only have 5 videos on YouTube, and that's not sufficient. And for some reason, I can't put this live on the What the Frock page too. So it's I'm very frustrated with some of this stuff, some of this technology is. And I'm not.
This was sort of last minute anyway. Yeah. It was like an idea. Hey, Dave, why don't we just do this on New Year's Eve?
Yep, it's exactly what it was. It was Rod's idea. So if you didn't
it's almost midnight on the East Coast, Dave.
Send your emails to Rod. And so as we close the book on this year and gently open the year on the book on the next year, may it be the will of heaven that in the year ahead for What the Frock be one of good questions, better listening. May our arguments be for the sake of heaven, our laughter be generous, and our skepticism remain sharp, but never cruel. May we continue to challenge what is fashionable, remember what is timeless, and treat truth like an old friend who deserves both respect and interrogation. May the coming year bring voices worth hearing, stories worth wrestling with, moments that remind us of why we're thinking still matters. May we disagree without breaking faith, laugh without losing decency, never confuse noise for wisdom. Go together in this new year in friendship, curiosity, and just enough mischief to keep things honest. This has been a New Year's Eve episode of
What the Frock?
We sailed in bold with mics in hand, two holy fools upon the strand. A rabbi wise, a friar stout, both prone to sing, both prone to shout. What the frock is going on here? We may not know, but still we cheer. Raise your voice, your glass, your brow, because the frock is happening now. They bless the mess, they toast the pain, they carry on the Goliath chain. We nudge them into destiny, a podcast forged divinely. Is it not friend? Yes, alarms, alarms. It's our jobs, the world's a joke, we're out of luck. But raise your glass and shout. What the frog? The misfits passing in the free, the ones who shout their questions at a world on absentee. What the frog is going on here? We may not know, but still we cheer. Sing it loud, sing it loud, sing it strong. 'Cause the